And just like that, episode 9. Here's 3 plots I could have done without. The women's shelter. Oh, fun! We're going to a women's shelter. That's what we know and love about the old series, when Samantha would get them into the hottest women's shelters. Everyone's like, but you gotta get all the characters together. Why? I don't get all my friends together. Half of them don't even know each other. So Charlotte, Carrie, Miranda are having lunch, and they are not at all discussing the fact that Miranda just left her husband for a terrible comedian. And Miranda says, you can all help me this weekend in Brooklyn, paint the women's shelter. And Carrie's like, I'm gonna write a check. And Miranda's like, you can't be the white woman who writes a check. She can actually. Well, you know what women's shelters need besides 13 people showing up to paint? Money. Nobody's gonna be watching going, I can't believe a rich person wrote a check. I tell you, I'm done with this show. It's so tone deaf. I am bored to tears when they're at the women's shelter painting. And I'm just thinking, God, imagine if Samantha had been there. She would have met a hot painter, some guy like shirtless in overalls, and she would be painting, and he would say something like, wait, let me show you. And she'd say, no man has ever needed to tell me how to do long strokes. And she would have done something suggestive with the paint, and he would have looked at her, and they would have been in a broom closet hooking up. And she would have looked at his overalls and been like, let's get these over off. Coveralls. How about cover nothing? That's what we're missing from a women's shelter scene. Samantha getting sex in the closet. I just can't believe in Sex and the City. There is no city and there is no sex, and they're all getting together to paint a women's shelter. What is this, extreme home makeover? Is this the We Do Something Nice for Charity episode of Queer Eye every season? LTW shows up looking fabulous in some bizarre couture thing with like hairbrushes and makeup coming out of it. I don't even know what it is. I don't care. It's the most fascinating thing that I've seen in this whole episode. And then Miranda judges her because she has a camera. And she's like, this isn't an Instagram moment. It's like, it's fine if it was, but it turns out she's taking pictures to be nice. It can help with the website, to do something for the women's shelter. Miranda was totally judging her. It's like, oh yeah, sorry she showed up to someone who she doesn't even know to their little women's shelter project. What should she be doing that's more in your morality? Leaving their husband for a mediocre comedian and podcaster? And listen to me, I'm a mediocre comedian and podcaster. Nobody should be leaving their spouses for me, I'll tell you right now.